Some of my customers have asked me how we prepare mussels for their home use, and you would normally buy them in a net, and this in actual fact is a 2 kilo net, but a lot of places at the supermarkets, etc., if they sell them, will be selling them in 1 kilo. So have a look at the date first, that's very important. They'll all have a date on them, and this says the 25th, and we're actually on the 27th. But when they actually bag them, they will keep them at the place where they've bagged them, and they'll keep them in water so they spit out all the sand and everything they might have accumulated, and then they would, so these really are a day old because we're on the 27th now. They've been in water, then they've been travelled to us on the 26th, and we're now using them on the 27th. So to clean them, well, they've got to look nice, haven't they? So you're looking at a mussel here. You can see there's a lot of barnacles and things on it, so I use the back of the knife and just try and scrape that off if you can, just like that. Use the front if your back's not doing it very well. And of course I have a particularly hard barnacle that wants to hang on for its dear life, which is always the case when you're doing something live. Here we go. Lovely, okay, and so you would scrape these off. If there was any mud on, you would use a scrubbing brush and maybe just scrape the mud, get that off as well, or brush it off. And when it's the mussel's looking like that, have a look to see if there's any beards. Here we are, look. Here we are, there's the beard. And this beard is used to hang on to rocks and things like that, or ropes, as these are rope grain ones. And there we go, just pulled it away, and that's what you're doing. You pull and pull, and then you haven't got a beard, and that's all ready for preparation. Now then, mussels should come to you closed, and if any are open, don't throw them away. Give them a tap. If they close, they're alive, and if they don't shut, then throw them away. And again, when you cook them, the important thing to remember is they should open up, all right? And if they don't, discard them. A lot of people think that when you can't eat mussels when there's an R in the month. Well, that's absolute rubbish. First of all, you have rope-grown mussels, which you can eat all year, and they're particularly good from around August through to May. And then you have the dredged mussels, and you can have them through the winter. Although, as I say, you can get these mussels, rope-grown mussels, throughout the year. Now, the only thing with dredged mussels that you've got to be wary of is because they're on their bottom, they'll be on the bottom of the seabed. There'll be the sand swirls, and they swallow sand. So I'm sure you've been to a restaurant that sometimes serves gritty, or has served gritty mussels, and it's because the sand has got into them. And what the restaurateur should do, really, if he knows he's got these type of mussels, is to soak them in water between 2 and 12 hours, and they spit out this sand. I mean, you'll find on the internet, no doubt, that you can give them oats, which I'm not so sure whether you need to do that, but I have found that particularly the Scottish mussels really prefer Quaker oats to any other oat that you can get. Right, going back to the fact that you can have mussels when there isn't an R in the month, bear in mind, in actual fact, a lot of mussels are spawning sort of in March and April time, so there'll be less meat on them, and that's the only reason why you might not have dredged mussels March, April time. But as I say, rope mussels, they'll be fine, and just bear in mind to clean them if they're dredged. Sometimes when you're eating mussels at the Mussel and Crab, pearls have been found, and I'm sure you've all seen at the bottom of the menu that says that if you find any pearls in your mussel, especially the ones that look particularly valuable, if you're going to hand them in to the management at the end of the meal, it would be very much appreciated. Thank you.